was the president, and who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? You one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States?
Today's hearing was nothing short of explosive, and Congressman Gregory Meeks didn't waste a second cutting through the political spin. What unfolded wasn't just a heated back and forth, it was a powerful reminder of what's at stake when truth, accountability, and economic integrity collide in the era of Trump's chaotic policymaking.
Mr. Bessent, I'm just a plain, simple man, the average, everyday American is looking at this hearing today. So can you tell me first, does trade deficits constitute a national emergency?
The hollowing out of the U.S.
No, just yes or no.
Class,
yes or no. Yes or no.
It's a national emergency, sir.
It does. It does. You're telling me trade deficits equals a national or creates
persistent and prolonged.
Okay,
yes, sir.
And do you know also, sir, that for the last 4 decades, we've had trade deficits in the United States of America, and nobody said it was an emergency? Democratic and Republican presidents? You know what that says to me? That it's not an emergency because it hasn't been for 4 decades. It says to me that we should bring tariffs back to the United States Congress so that we can make that determination as the Constitution has said and not try to go around Congress. That's just unbelievable to me. Let me ask this question. Maybe I missed it. Who was the president and who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? You one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States and it should be abided by?
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it without any second thought. You don't have to think about it. You believe in it and you would abide by it. Is that correct?
I have and I do, sir.
Okay. Well, do you know that a president has said he may or may not? He don't know? Let me ask this question. I couldn't believe my ears. Sunday, during NBC's Meet the Press, President Trump credited himself for the strong economy in 2024 when Joe Biden was president, but then he blamed President Biden for a weak economy in 2025 when he was president. Now I'm not so sure how the American people puts that together. In 2024, strong economy, he tries to take the credit. In 2025, when he's the president, he blames Joe Biden. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to most Americans. And I hope, Mr. Secretary, you're a businessman, it doesn't make sense to you either. It can't possibly make sense to you. Let me ask this question. If a government, say, look, Argentina, I remember when I came here, and Argentina kept failing to pay its debt. Not once or twice or 3 times. And we were all upset about it, and we said that they needed somebody needed to take over their government. You know, somebody should help the president of Argentina. If the United States or didn't pay its debt or something like that, we'd be very upset about that if we couldn't pay our debt. I mean, that's one of our focuses. Is that not correct?
Sir, the United States will always meet its debt obligations.
Always. Well, let me ask you this. Donald Trump, the deal maker, and you didn't answer Ms. Velasquez's questions, no deals, although he said 3 weeks ago that there would be deals. But Donald Trump, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times failed to pay his debts on his business and went bankrupt. And you're gonna call that a good businessman?
The gentleman's
I wouldn't
time has
invest in that
expired.
company.
The gentleman's time has expired.
What we just witnessed between Congressman Gregory Meeks and Trump's economic advisor Scott Bessent wasn't just a fiery exchange. It was a clash between truth and political theater. A seasoned legislator standing his ground against the economic gaslighting of a movement that has repeatedly tried to rewrite basic facts about how America's economy actually works. When Meeks began questioning Bessent, he didn't do it to score points or stir drama. He did it to pull back the curtain on one of the biggest deceptions in Trump's economic rhetoric, the idea that trade deficits are somehow a national emergency. Trade deficits, the difference between what we import and what we export, have existed for decades, under Democratic and Republican presidents alike. From Reagan to Obama, America has run trade deficits, and not once has it been treated as an existential threat to our nation. Why? Because economists understand that a trade deficit doesn't automatically mean weakness. It can mean strength. It means consumers have purchasing power. It means American companies can invest globally. It means we're part of an interconnected global market that reflects our influence, not our decline. But the Trump playbook doesn't care about economics. It cares about optics. The goal is always to create a sense of crisis, to stoke fear, to paint America as under siege so Trump can swoop in as the savior. And that's exactly what Meeks was calling out. When Bessent tried to spin his way around the question, Meeks cornered him with plain logic. If trade deficits have been here for 40 years and we've survived and thrived, how on earth are they an emergency now? That's not economic analysis, that's political storytelling. It's the same strategy Trump has used on everything, from immigration to crime to inflation. Find a complex issue, simplify it into a fear-driven talking point, and then sell himself as the only one tough enough to fix it. But what Meeks did next was brilliant. He shifted from policy to character, because at the end of the day, leadership isn't just about numbers, it's about integrity. When Meeks asked, "Who's been president since January 20th, 2025?" he wasn't just clarifying a date. He was exposing the hypocrisy of Trump's self-congratulation and blame shifting. Think about it. Trump has claimed credit for the strong economy in 2024 under Joe Biden, then blamed Biden for the struggling economy in 2025 under his own presidency. That's not just dishonest, it's absurd. And Meeks called it out with surgical precision. This is where the exchange became more than political theater. It became a mirror held up to the American people. Because what Meeks was really asking us to see is how easily some in power twist the truth, hoping the public won't notice. He was reminding us that patriotism means telling the truth about where we are, not rewriting history to make yourself look good. And when Meeks brought up Trump's bankruptcies, 6 of them, it wasn't a personal attack. It was a lesson in accountability. How can a man who has repeatedly defaulted on his own financial obligations lecture the nation about fiscal responsibility? How can someone who left workers unpaid and investors cheated present himself as a master of the economy? That's the contradiction at the heart of Trumpism, the celebration of failure disguised as tough business. Meeks cut through that illusion, forcing the audience to confront a reality that's often ignored. The economy isn't a show, and the presidency isn't a branding opportunity. This exchange mattered because it stripped away the noise and forced a reckoning with what it means to lead responsibly. It asked whether we, as a nation, will keep mistaking confidence for competence, or whether we'll demand truth, transparency, and steady leadership grounded in fact, not fantasy. In moments like this, the contrast between Democratic governance and Trump's chaos couldn't be clearer. Democrats believe in fiscal prudence that serves people, not political egos. They believe in strengthening the middle class, protecting workers, and ensuring our economic policies lift everyone, not just the wealthy few. Republicans under Trump, on the other hand, have turned economic policy into a weapon of manipulation, imposing reckless tariffs that raised costs for American families while rewarding the same corporate interests they claim to fight. Meeks wasn't just debating policy, he was defending the truth itself. The idea that America's strength lies not in how loud we shout, but in how honestly we face our challenges. And if there's one takeaway from this moment, it's this: democracy depends on citizens who pay attention, on people who don't just watch the sound bites, but understand the stakes behind them, on voters who realize that an economy driven by fear, ego, and deception can never truly serve the people who make it work.